Hey guys, welcome. My name is Jantien. We're going to use our strength in this yoga video. So all you need is a mat. It's nice to have one with a little bit of grip. It's easier for the poses. And maybe something to sit on. Okay, let's get started. Well, good morning and welcome to another yoga video. Today we're going to use some strength. So the poses might be a little bit more difficult or harder than you are used from me. So try to do it in your own pace, like with your own strength. Don't overdo anything. Don't push yourself. But see if you can challenge yourself in the poses. If you can find this strength that you obviously have and see how to use it. And try to have fun. That's most important. Okay. You can close your eyes. Just relax. You can sit on a pillow or a blanket or a block if you have one. If you want something more sturdy than a blanket. But you can use a yoga block if you have it. And try to see if you can find that pose that feels good, you know, where you're relaxed. You can feel your hips just kind of sink into the ground, your buttocks. You can feel your legs relax on the ground. Okay. Try to make a long neck, a long back, spine in one line. Try to relax your shoulders and your hands and your arms. Just sit comfortably, active. And maybe you just got out of bed and this is your morning routine. Maybe you got a whole day behind you. And you just need something to, stop all the mind games in your head. Stop all the worrying thoughts. And both is fine. Just make sure that you know what you're working with. So try to focus your attention on your body. Just go through every body part with your mind and try to feel how you're doing. And maybe there are parts of your body that needs a little bit more attention. Parts of your body that are holding a lot of tension. Maybe even pain. Maybe when you go through your body with your awareness, you find that you're actually quite relaxed. Your body is soft and spacious. And there's no right or wrong here, okay? So whatever you feel is okay. You just want to know, you don't have to judge. And all the thoughts that come by, because they obviously always do, the mind is like a monkey. Just let them pass. Let them fly in and fly out. Don't try to stop them. Don't fight against them. Just let them pass. And maybe you can just tell them that you're going to put them on hold for the next 30 minutes because you want to focus on your yoga, on your mat, on this moment. But you'll come back to them. They'll still be there after this class. Because there always is something to worry about. You can choose right now to just let it go for the moment. Focus on your breathing. Try to make it steady, slowly. Try to relax your belly so that the breathing can go down. When you breathe in, your belly comes out slightly. And when you breathe out, it relaxes again, or you can really, really slightly pull it in. But again, try to make it a soft movement, so don't force yourself. Take a few more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes again. And maybe automatically you feel that you want to move, like you want to move your shoulders maybe. I always feel the need to just roll my shoulders a little bit. They're very tight. And you can use your head you can move your head, always use your head. You can move your head just from one shoulder to another, maybe slowly, maybe a little bit faster, whatever feels comfy right now. Or you can make little circles with your head, actually with your nose. So you're kind of drawing a circle in the air with your nose. That way you make sure that you don't let your head fall backwards when you go upwards in the circle. So you keep a long neck all the time. You keep stretching your head forward so the neck stays long. If you're making circles, make sure you go the other way around as well. And just come back to center. Okay. And you can get your hands together in front of your heart. And you can apply a little bit of pressure. Not too much, but if you put them together, you can feel that you are using your complete arm, your shoulder blades. So try to make it a firm pose. And already you can give some gratitude towards yourself for being here. You know, you're taking this time, you're making this happen. And that's a big first step, you know, in taking care of yourself. So you can just smile. It doesn't have to be this hard, you know. Things can be fun, even if they're, well, maybe a little bit difficult. When you breathe in, you can bring your arms back all the way up. Sorry, you can bring them up, not back. And when you breathe out, you bring them back. So you open up, you stretch out. If you want, you can use a sound when you breathe out, or F. Do that 2 more times. So when you breathe in, all the way up, stretch yourself. And out, backwards and down. 1 more time. Doing very good. In and upwards, all the way up. And we breathe out all the way down. Make it a firm movement, like you're pushing something downwards. And again, you can roll the shoulders backwards a little bit. Okay. And when you're ready, you can come to all fours. You can just roll over your feet. Come to the front. Make sure you are in the middle of your mat, so you have some room in front of you, behind you. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders. I use my fists because I have a wrist problem, but you can always just put your hands like this. Under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. So the joints are the best supported this way, and it's very important to keep them straight. If you want, you can always bend the arms slightly, that's no problem. Okay, we're gonna go into cat-cow. If you know the motion, just make it your own movement. And if you're new to this, you can just follow me. When you breathe out, you pull your navel in, so you're round your back, your tailbone goes down, you can bring your head between your arms, so you make a complete round spine. You can apply a little bit of pressure if you like on the heels and the shins, like you're pushing yourself off the mat. And when you breathe in again, make a hollow back, but try to make this one soft and easy. Don't let your belly fall down. So take control of the movement and just relax. Relax in a hollow back. And you can pull your chin up and forward slightly. Again, try to keep a long neck. And when you breathe out again, around your back. So you can make this movement in your own pace, so follow your breath. Never try to make it faster or slower, because then your breath is going to follow your body, and what you want is your body to follow your breath. So make sure that you feel how long it takes to breathe in, and then use that time to make the hollow back. And when you breathe out, you make the round back with the entire breath. So you're kind of like a little wave, you know, just rolling towards the beach. Easy and soft. And then you can slowly come back to center and try to make sure you keep your back straight. So a lot of people just let them hang a little bit, but you activate your muscles, your abdomen, so you make your back long and strong. So you use, in the next pose, you use your abs and not your back. So keep it straight. And when you breathe in, you can bring your right hand forward. If you have more strength, you can bring your left leg backwards. Okay, try to keep the balance. Make a long neck so you can look towards your mat. Don't worry, I'll guide you with my words. One more breath. And when you breathe out, slowly bring both your hand and your knee back to the ground. And then you change sides. When you breathe in, you can do it simultaneously if you want. You bring your left hand forward and your right foot, your right leg backwards. Try to stretch them out. You don't have to keep them horizontally. Okay, if it's too hard, just let them go a bit lower. And try to keep the back straight. So if you feel that you have back pain, lower your leg a little bit. Activate your muscles. And when you breathe out, all the way back down. Very good. Then you can come into child's pose. So you can bring your hips towards your heels. You can stretch your arms. We're going to make an extended child's pose, so we make it a little bit more active than usually. You can let your head rest on the ground, but keep the arms active. So it's an active child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Very good. Okay. On your next breath in, you can come back up to all fours. You can curl the toes under, and you can come into high plank. If that's too much for you, keep your knees on the ground, but make a line from your shoulders towards your knees. So don't keep your hips up too much, otherwise you're back on a tabletop position. So you go like this. If you want to use your muscles a bit more, you make it a full high plank. And then you make a line from your shoulders towards your heels. So push your heel backward a little bit, so you're very firmly into the ground. And keep breathing. Use your abdominal muscles, your shoulders. And on your next breath out, keep your heels together, your knees together. Bring them towards the ground. And when you breathe out, we're going to slowly go our, I don't know what I was going to say. Your chest comes to the ground. Keep your elbows in. Chin comes to the ground. And when you breathe in, you slide yourself a little bit forward so your hips come to the ground. Your chest comes up. Your hands are under your shoulders. So we're going to cobra. And if you want, you can let your feet stretch outwards or backwards. And keep breathing. It's baby cobra. Keep the neck long. So pull your chin in and back slightly. I got some problem with the language today, but hope you guys can follow me. And just notice that you can breathe, even when your belly is touching the ground. Your body just moves differently in the cobra. Your shoulders and your shoulder blades go downwards a little bit. Bring them a bit together. If you want, you can make it a bit higher, but never try to just go like this. Especially in the morning when we're just starting, give your back a little bit of room to get used to the movement. If you want, you can always just keep your hands slightly off the ground. So you're making cobra with your entire body. Don't push yourself too much. When you breathe out, bring your nose back to the ground. So your body is horizontal. And then we're gonna come back up to hands and knees and try not to hang in your back. So what you're doing is you activate your abs and you're trying to come up with your shoulders and your hips simultaneously. And that's kind of heavy maybe on the shoulders, but it's better for the lower back. So come back to tabletop. Then you can bring the hands forward a little bit. Curl the toes under. And we're going to go into downward facing dog. Now, downward facing dog can be a very challenging pose for some of you. And it is, you know, because you're standing upside down, which is always a bit different. And you can move. So keep the weight towards the feet. Spread your fingers a little bit so you push your fingers into the ground so you don't let the weight like hang on your wrists. And you can walk with your feet. You can feel how your hips are moving. Bend your knees one by one. And most importantly, keep breathing. If you feel like you need to bend your elbows a little bit, that's okay. Maybe you need to come up a bit higher so you don't hang in your shoulders. So make sure that you're standing comfortably in the discomfort actually. And then try to make it a still movement. So replace your hands if you feel you have to. Bend your knees so it's never like it's no requirement to have straight legs. The most important thing is that your back is straight. Keep breathing. And then slowly walk your feet towards the middle of your mat until you can put them on the ground fully. And you can walk your hands towards your feet. Try to keep your feet hip distance apart. So there's just a little, like half a foot, usually a gap between the feet. And then you can hold your toes. And what you're doing is you take your middle finger and your index finger and you bring them around the big toe from the outside in. So the palms of the hands are facing each other. Bend the knees as much as you have to. There's no shame in bending the knees. Actually, it's really good. It's better for your lower back. So always just bend the knees generously. And you can bring the elbows out. So go this way. Elbows out. Relax your head towards the ground. You can round your back a bit. That's okay. Keep the knees bent. And when you breathe in, you stretch your arms and you make a hollow back. The back is getting straight, but it feels like you're making it a bit more hollow. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. Relax. And when you breathe out, bend the elbows, bring the head back towards the legs. Breathe in, come back up, stretch the arms, straight back. And when you breathe out, back down. One more time. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, all the way down. Very good. And then you can let go of the toes. You can put your hands, if you want, you can put the fingertips on the mat, or you can just let yourself hang. You can straighten the legs a little bit more if you like. And you can walk them a little bit. Again, just to relax the lower back, to keep it moving. And then you can roll yourself up. Take your time, all the way up, all the way up. Yeah, until you're standing. Okay. Walk towards the front of your mat, so you have some room behind you. And then you can bring your arms forward. So keep them stretched forward. And then we're going to take a step back with the right foot. Try to keep that movement a bit slow. So you lift the right foot, and whilst you bring the right foot back, your hands come forward a little bit, just to keep the balance. Straighten the leg, right leg, until you feel you can touch the ground. And then you bring your weight back as well. Your arms can come up. Your right heel is off the ground, so you make a small high lunge. If you make it too wide, if you put your feet backwards even further, it's harder to come back a little bit. So just keep it simple. Try to relax the shoulders. If you want, you can make a slight back bend. if it feels good. Otherwise, you just stay up and keep breathing. I know you use those muscles here, but try to keep the breath going down. Keep it deep and slow. Okay, very good. You can bring your arms forward again. Very slowly, you bring your right foot towards the left. Keep it off the ground. Bring your knee up to the front, and you can hold it. If you want, you can just keep it like this. Don't hold anything, you just let everything work independently. If it feels more comfortable, you can just hold your knee. Don't push it towards you, or don't pull it towards you. Just hold it. When you breathe out, just let it go. Very good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to change towards the other side of the mat, and you can just stay there. Okay. Then we do the left side. Bring your arms forward, and then you move your balance towards your right foot. Your left goes back. Make it a slow movement, so keep control over every part of this movement. Hands can come up. If it's too much to get the hands up, make it into a cactus. Keep your hands on your shoulders or on your side, like they're all fine. Whatever feels good for you. If you want, go into a slight back bend. What you do with the back bend is you push your tailbone down, you pull your navel up and back slightly, so you kind of make this movement. It's very important to support the lower back and to protect the lower back, and you lift your sternum, so you kind of go up and over something. Back bend is actually maybe the wrong word. It's more of a opening of the front, because my lower back is not really bending. It's actually quite unbendable. Middle back is something you can bend. You can only kind of crush the lower back, and we don't want that. Slowly bring your hands back forward, and take your time to bring your balance and your weight back on the right foot, so you can slowly lift the left foot. Keep control. If you want, you can hold your foot, your knee actually, sorry. And just stand here. Use your muscles. Try to distribute the weight and the strength evenly. You know, a yoga pose is called an asana, but the asana is not just the end pose. It's not where you end up with your body. It's the entire process of moving. As long as you're on the mat, you could say you're in asana. It's kind of a state. It's a state of the body. It's a state of the mind. And it's also a state of the breath. So they all work together to keep that complete control and kind of comfort feeling, even when you're doing something difficult. You breathe out, slowly let go. And you can relax. Take a deep breath in, all the way out. If you want, you can shake it off. Just shake it off, whatever you need. Okay. If you want, you can bring your arms back forward again. We're going to go down. Sometimes it helps with the balance. So you have the arms here. And then you can move your knees outwards. Your heels come inwards. Maybe they're touching each other. Maybe they're a bit more wider. It's all fine. You can keep your hands on the ground if you want. If you have a little bit more balance or you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, come back up. You can put the hands together in Namaste. And what you do is you kind of try to bring the hips forward and lift, again, lift your chest, lift your sternum, relax the shoulders. You can smile. Wherever you are in your pose, just know that you're doing it, you know, that's the most important thing. Just showing up for yourself, just being here. That's what it's about. Yoga is about showing up for you. It's not about the difficulty of the pose. It's not about how bendy or how strong you are. It's being here, right now, right here. And that's what you're doing, and it's awesome. Okay. Slowly bring the hands back. You can pull the knees slightly in. So you can move your hands backwards. And sit down. Hard part is over, guys. If you want, you can put your hands behind you and kind of hang. It's really just relax your stomach, your belly, your legs, your feet. If you want to twirl and twist them a little bit, play with the toes, you know. Just like that. Feel that you can let go again. It's very important. If you put a lot of strength on your body, like we did in the poses, then you need to learn your body to let go again. Otherwise, you keep that strength inside and it becomes tension. And that's not what you want. You want to be able to use it when you have to and let go when you don't. Okay. You can come onto your back. So just let yourself lay down comfortably. You can put your feet on the mat. I'm just going to change sides because my ponytail's in the way. I should just shave my head, it's so much easier. Okay. Put your feet on the ground. You can put the knees a little bit wider and you can just move. So from left to right, move your knees, your legs. You can make it a very small movement if you like. If you want to go further, you can open the feet mat wide and let just one foot go towards the ground and then the other one. Only if it feels good. It should be a very easy movement. And bring the knees back to center. You can bring them in. You can put your hands on your knees and make small circles. Another way to kind of massage the lower back onto the ground. You can feel it just rolling over the mat. You can do it both ways, Try to keep deep, relaxing breaths. Let your body unwind. We're not going to do anything that needs strength anymore. Okay. I'm going to go into a twist. You can, if you want, you can bring your hips a little bit to the right before you move, or you can just move from the position you're in. I always like to keep my hips a little bit to the right. Then I lift my knees, so you always twist from a long lower back, and you can bring your knees towards the left, towards the ground. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. If you feel like, hey, my right shoulder is coming along with the knees, bring a pillow between the knees or something under the knees so you don't make a full twist with the right leg. That way you have a little bit less tension. It's the same if you feel a lot of strength, a lot of tension in your thigh or in your back. And you can keep the hands outwards, you can make it into a cactus, or you can keep them on the body. Try to make it comfortable. Don't try to make it too hard. If you want, you can twist the head in the other direction, so the opposite direction of the knees. Then you make the twist also in your neck, but only if it feels good. And that's always kind of the key. You know, especially when you make motions that are supposed to be relaxing, you really only do what feels good. And you don't try to reach for anything. You know, there are no goals in yoga. It's just doing. It's being here. It's not even doing, it's being. Being in the movement, being in the moment, being with the breath. You don't try to do. If you do, you usually go and force yourself into something that your body might not be ready for or is not even made for. And then you kind of, miss the point usually, because then you come out of the yoga and you're going to be like, that was hard, I'm not going to do that again, or my body feels even more sore than before, or I'm never going to be able to do that. That's discouraging. It's very unnecessary. Everybody can do yoga. That's the beauty. There are always poses, there are always ways that you can move, because you have a body, so you can move. usually. Okay. Bring the knees back up. Use your muscles a little bit or keep your feet on the ground. Straighten yourself. And then we're going to go the other way. So if you want, you can move the hips a little bit to the left. Lift the knees, long lower back before you bring your knees towards the right. Bring the left shoulder on the ground. And you can keep the hands on the feet if you want, or on the knees. If your feet go outward a little bit, just let them go. Maybe your knee has a tendency to kind of come back up. That's no problem. If you want, you can always put a pillow on the lower back, kind of like a support to keep you in the pose. Try to keep breathing all the way down to the belly. And the breathing might feel difficult or different when you're in a twist. So it's way important to be aware of how you're breathing right now, where the breath is going, and if you are maybe able to make a bit more space. So make it a bit more soft. Slow, deep breaths make the body soft. That's what we want right now. To let go of the tension and to make it soft. And gentle. Relax. And then bring the knees back up again. All the way up slowly and relax. Let the feet go away from you. You can lay them down mat wide. Arms a bit wider if you want. You can keep them on your belly if you like, or on the hips. We're going into Shavasana. You can bring the shoulder blades a little bit together, so you keep a spacious chest. You can bring your chin towards your chest a little bit and then lay your head back down again. So like this. So you have a long neck. And just relax where you're laying down. You can take a few deep breaths. You can sigh or yawn if you want. Whatever you need to get those tiny bit of tensions that might be still there out of your system. So you can let your whole body just kind of sink into the floor. You can feel how every part of your body can relax. And it's like with every breath you take, you make a bit more space. And every time you breathe out, you can feel your body become a little bit more heavy. Your feet are heavy. Your legs are heavy. Your hips are heavy. They kind of sink into the floor, into your mat. Your back is heavy. Your shoulders are heavy. Your arms are heavy. And of course your head. Your head is very heavy. It sinks slowly into the floor. Just feel yourself laying on the ground, doing nothing, being here, being with yourself, with your breath, completely relaxed. Maybe when you're quiet and laying down, the thoughts start coming again. That's okay, just let them come and try to let them go. Just send the message that you're going to be there in a few minutes. Just not right now. You can bring your feet together, you can bring your arms together over your head, you can stretch yourself out nicely. Make movements, make noises if you want. Try to feel what's good for you to wake up again. And then if you want, you can roll onto your right side. I'm gonna roll to my left, but otherwise I'm away from the camera, but you can roll towards your right side. Keep staying there for like 1 or 2 breaths. And when you're ready, pull yourself up, push yourself up slowly. To take your time. Don't rush until you come back into a seated position. You can make it into a half lotus if you like. I always find it very comfortable, only if it doesn't hurt on the knees. Otherwise, just keep a cross-legged position. Use a pillow or a blanket again. Close your eyes. Take a moment to feel whatever's happening in your body or in your mind. Again, try not to judge what you come across. Just try to observe. You want that awareness of your body and your mind without the immediate need or urge to get opinionated or spring into action. You want to be okay with whatever you feel, even if it doesn't feel okay. That's a weird contradiction, but it's really true. You want to be okay, even if you know it's not okay. Which means that at this moment, right now, you're sitting on a mat, probably, or on a chair, and you're just being here. A moment ago, all the asanas we did is history. It doesn't exist anymore. And whatever gonna happen in a minute or 5 minutes or 10 years does not exist yet. So sitting here, unless you're in considerable pain that you can feel right now, but sitting here is okay. Right now is okay. Even if your thoughts are not okay. Because they're about what happened before or what's going to happen next. It's a bit philosophical, but you know, that's what yoga is. It's a philosophy. We can support it with the asanas, but it's a philosophy. It's a way of life. And you can slowly bring your hands towards your heart, again in Namaste. You can give yourself one big ass smile, you know, just give yourself an inner hug, smile, heart, go like this. You can make it into this. So if you don't want to do Namaste, just give yourself a heart. Because you did it. You showed up, you were here, you gave yourself the time and the energy to take care of yourself, to take care of your body, to take care of your mind, but also to take care of your soul. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this yoga video. I got many more, so just click on the videos or you can subscribe to my channel. If you really like this video, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up. It would be a big help. If you want more information, you can always go to my social media accounts or to my website. I'll see you next time.